What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today I'm going to show you all around this all-new BMW X2 M35i. I'm going to show you the outside, I'm going to show you the spec. We've got it in today, then we'll take it for a drive along this road and we'll take it for an Autobahn blast after that. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to receive updates when we upload a new video. And you can follow us on Instagram at AutoTopNL. So let's begin. What is it? Well, I have to say that it kind of caught me off guard this morning. When I picked up this car, I thought, well, we're not doing the new 1 Series, right? If you have seen that video we made of the new 1 Series, the new M35i, click up here if you haven't. That car was in the same color, Misano blue. And I have to say that the new 1 Series sort of is an X2, but with a weird front. I like this front better. This is the classic BMW kidney grille, but in a more modern way. And of course, because it's an M Performance, we also have this cerium grey around the grille, cerium grey in the front bumper as well. As you can see, beautiful. When we move to the side, we have 20-inch M Performance wheels, optional, with M Sport brakes behind them with the blue calipers. Moving on, cerium grey on the mirror caps as well. Shadow line, so all black window sills. We have the shadow line roof rails as well. Of course, it has the BMW logo there right behind the Hofmeister kink. It's actually really similar. And at the rear, pretty much my favorite part of the car. I think the X2 in general looks really good. We have an X2 badge and an M35i badge in cerium grey as well. And some pretty large exhaust tips, 100mm in diameter. And that brings me to the first problem I have with this car. It doesn't look like an M Performance car. It looks like a regular X2, because the regular X2, like a 20i M Sport, looks like this. It's much too aggressive. The exhaust diameter has grown by 1 centimeter. So it went from 90mm to 100mm. And that's pretty much how you're supposed to tell whether it's an M Sport or an M Performance. And I don't really like that. The rear wing is a little bit larger as well, but it's not really noticeable. Of course, you get those 20-inch wheels and those cerium grey accents, but that's pretty much it. I don't really understand it. It's not an M Performance, and there are more troubles to come. Follow me, we'll take a look at the engine. So just like that new 1 Series, that new M135i I told you about, this has the same B48 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine. It's basically the same as in a 330i, only this has a bigger turbo, larger intake, reinforced crankshaft, some other stuff to make it more M Performance. This car doesn't have the ZF 8-speed like the 330i we drove recently, the G20. This car has an ASIN transmission, also 8-speed, but it's no good. So the first problem is the fact that it looks like something that came out of a Renault. The second problem is, check out that wobble. That's not premium. So yeah, not really a big fan of that gearbox. Also, we don't have a Sport Plus mode. We just have a Sport mode, so Sport, Comfort, Eco. What's that all about? So I'm having a bit of a hard time really understanding what BMW wanted to do with this car and why they made it like it is. But maybe that changes when we take it for a drive. So let's go. So let's put that ASIN gearbox in drive and see what it's like on the road. First things first. We'll put it in Sport. As I said, no Sport Plus, which I find one of the biggest mysteries about this car. Okay, so we have a little crossover SUV, like a hatchback that has been raised a little bit, and then to make it an M Performance they have lowered it again, stiffened it up. So the suspension, the chassis on this car, the damping especially, is super hard. It is ridiculously hard. It's so firm that when you drive it on the highway in comfort mode, if you have a lot of bumps following each other up, you will actually get sick. So it's very weird that they went for this super firm setup on this raised and then lowered again crossover. But did it work? Well, I have to say that the regular X2 already drives really well. It handles pretty well. So you definitely feel that this is lower, stiffer, and that you can really chuck it into a corner like that. The chassis will not really budge. It's just the fact that we have an X-drive system, so four-wheel drive, but it's basically front-wheel drive. So it has a Torsen limited slip diff at the front that distributes the power. It's the first time on an M Performance that we have an active diff at the front. And well, you just always feel that it's there. You always feel that you're being pulled forward instead of being pushed. And that's also because that gearbox really jerks you forward sometimes. So let me just do it manually, and then I'll relax my neck muscles and you can see my head, okay? It's the only way I can show you guys. It jerks so hard, and I don't know why that is. And the ZF doesn't do that. The ZF is so much better. I'm really struggling to figure out what happened here. I'm really struggling to find benefits, or is it just the fact that this ACEN gearbox is a lot cheaper, and that, you know, with the numbers BMW is producing, it saves a lot of money. It's literally the only thing I can think of, and that's not a good thing, that you have to search for reasons why things are there. Okay, so on this on-ramp, push it a little bit. Yeah, a lot of tire squeal and understeer. Full throttle on the unrestricted Autobahn, no speed limit here, just saying. So it has 306 horsepower, 450 Newton meters, which means 4.9 seconds to 100 kilometers an hour, and a top speed of 250, but limited. But I can already tell that you need quite some space to get that 250. So we'll see if we can do that. If we can get there. Oh man, it jerks. So who is this car for? Well, I'm very sad to say that these sub-performance labels of BMW, Audi, Mercedes, you know, the 43 models by AMG, the Audi S models, and the BMW M Performance models. Well, especially Audi and BMW, I would say that these are becoming more and more lifestyle cars. So it's no longer really about performance, about handling, about feedback. I mean, there's no feedback whatsoever through the steering wheel. You don't feel anything. In sport mode, the steering gets super heavy. It's just weird. So it's no longer meant for people who want something to drive daily and also enjoy on a nice B road or on a nice mountain road. These cars are now for people who want something that looks cool, looks sporty, that's fast, and that they can boast with. You know, they can say, yeah, I've got the new M Performance X2. And that's a really sad realization, I would say. So as a lifestyle performance car, it does perform well. I mean, it looks cool. It's pretty fast. I mean, 306 horsepower is more than enough for a car of this size and this weight, 1585 kilos. So it's basically like an Audi SQ2 or a Volkswagen T-Roc R competitor. I mean, every brand nowadays almost has like a 300 horsepower 4-cylinder, it seems. So, does it have any right to exist? Yes, because it is a lifestyle car. It is a fast crossover that's relatively practical, pretty fast. I mean, it handles pretty nicely. It's just that for the real enthusiasts like you and me, there's not a whole lot of satisfaction to be found here. And that is super sad, because Martijn's car, the M35i, is just one of my favorite cars ever to drive. It's so entertaining. It's 6 years old, but that gearbox is so much better than this one. It has that 6-cylinder, it handles better, you feel stuff through the steering wheel. So with the new M135i coming up, I know that they've done some more trick stuff to the front differential, and that they really say that it handles as well as an M140i. So I'm going to reserve my judgment on that one. But this one, sadly, it's not for us. It's not for us petrol heads. It's for people who want something cool, something fast. And for that, it's okay. It does the job. But it still makes me sad. So, with that, I'm going to end it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right here. You can also check out this video or check out this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.